We're here today because Fresno Unified is facing an information and communication crisis in addition to a health crisis. According to our most recent survey, educators feel uninformed and unconfident about the district's COVID-19 protocols and their implementation. Only 16% of educators feel like the district protocols will keep them safe at school. With that in mind, the FTA leadership developed a 10-point action plan to address concerns. And we're proud to announce that over 90% of members polled in our last member meeting support this action plan. First, number one, to communicate and implement a uniform protocol throughout the district. With this, there are some specific items that we're calling for. We're calling for a one-stop document that has all of the district's information, and that document should be housed on the front page of the district's website. The recalibration for all employees, and not just employees, but the community members as well. And so what we're calling on the district to do is to provide a non-instructional in-service day, possibly a minimum day, where everybody in the district that is staff can get recalibrated to the safety protocols. Number three is that we need to have a very clearly communicated and efficient process in order to get PPE in our classes, right? Only 41% of our teachers say that they have enough PPE for their classes. In fact, 1 in 3 of our educators have already personally purchased PPE in order to protect their students, right? So this is very concerning. Number 4 is to establish a COVID-19 data dashboard with the following metrics. And you could see in your packet that we emailed all the metrics that we believe that these metrics in regards to positive cases, both for staff and students, number of quarantined staff and students, number of classrooms that are quarantined, and then current population at each school site is important. Number 5 is that we know that the Fresno County has a very low vaccination rate. We know that students 12 and older are eligible for vaccination. And so we believe that the district can do a couple of things in order to incentivize vaccinations for their students. One idea is to provide a $50 gift card. This is something similar that other school districts have done across the state. 6 is that right now the state's supplemental leave is set to end on September 30th, and that covers a number of COVID-related items. We're calling on the district to extend that district-wide to all employees. And that is really important when we start talking about the impact of quarantining, when we start talking about the impact of parents that have to then take care of their child if their student or their child is quarantined. Number 7 is that we know that even if people are vaccinated, there's sometimes breakthrough infections, what the CDC is breakthrough infections. And so making sure that those people that do experience a breakthrough infection, that they are also covered without a negative impact to their sick time. Number 8 is to create and implement district-wide testing. This is very similar to something that we saw last semester, right? Is not unique to Fresno Unified. We know that across the state, there are a lot of substitute shortages. We think that the district should collaborate with its labor groups in order to increase the number of substitutes, because that is having a direct impact to students. And then finally, we're calling on the district to provide additional classroom resources for teachers. We're hearing across the district that teachers are not only spending their own money for PPE, as I previously mentioned, they're also spending their own money for additional instructional resources, whether that be voice amplifiers in order to project their voice when they have their mask on in the classroom, or other electronic instructional materials. And so we're saying, let's make sure that we're providing that in a pandemic, especially when the district is getting over $770 million of additional resources in order to address needs like this. So that is our 10-point action plan in order to address the needs of not only members, but more specifically the instructional and safety needs of our students.